Welcome back, everyone, to the second episode of what I hope will be a very special playthrough of EarthBound. Last time we just started our adventure, meeting Ness and meeting his neighbor Pokey and investigating a fallen meteorite near his house, where we came across a time traveling not bee named Buzz, who told Ness he has a bit of a grand destiny in front of him, as he was foretold to be one of the children who will be responsible for stopping the intergalactic destroyer Gigas. Pretty intense start to his adventure, but we're going to have a nice, easy time through the game is the plan. And in keeping with that, we have gone into town. We have challenged the local Sharks gang. We have defeated their leader Frank here, who is now turned back to normal. And he encouraged us and has kind of set us up to continue our adventure to the Giant Step Cave. So now that we've defeated Frank, he actually becomes a restore point for us. We are able to rest here, gain our strength back, and it is now time to finally set off towards the giant step. But first, we have to take a short stop and go visit the mayor, because the mayor has the key we need. The key to the touring entertainer's shack that sits in front of the cave. And it is currently locked. But since we did the mayor the favor of dealing with the sharks, he should be willing to help us out. So this is Mayor Perkle. And he is graphically describing what the things that we did not, in fact, do to the local sharks. Thanks us for going through all that, and seems to believe that giving us the key will actually be of benefit to the town. But fittingly, as a politician, he's careful to ensure that he won't suffer any kind of trouble from giving us the key. It'll be fine. It's perfectly fine. Stopped at the ATM to get a little bit of money, buy a few more hamburgers, just to make our trip as easy as possible. We won't need too many hamburgers, but certainly need a few. It seems a good time to mention, I'm willing to talk along with you guys as we take a nice little tour through this game, but if for some reason you would rather just stick to the game audio, I also intend to post videos of just the gameplay. None of my speaking. If you would rather have that, if it's just not the day that you need to hear me, then that's okay. I will always be there in the future episodes. We're just here to chill out after all. So here we are at the Touring Entertainer's Shack. The door is in fact locked, but we have the key. We are in there. But before going in, I'll talk to this entertainer as they give us a travel charm. All it really does is prevents Ness from suffering the paralysis status effect. And here we are inside the giant step cave where our first encounter will be with the Rowdy Mouse. And they didn't waste any time. The Rowdy Mouse is an interesting critter. It only does damage in the forms of 1 hit point or smash attacks, and getting just a little unlucky right now. My goodness. But we could always quickly level up if we see multiple packs of these attack slugs. They are an excellent source of experience in this early part of the game, just to make sure things are nice and easy for us. And alright, a level up there. Sure enough, the black Antoid is the final enemy type for this cave, and they are easily the biggest threat. They have the troubling ability of calling for help, which they do often. But we'll eventually be able to deal with them very effectively as well. It's all about progressing little by little, just like real life. So now that we've seen all of the enemy types that we'll see in this cave, hoping to see a lot more slugs, I will leave you all briefly, hopefully no more than 10 or 15 minutes or so, while I work my way up to level 12, and then we will move on. So I will see you shortly. We are now level 12 and should be pretty much ready to take on the boss of this place. And you'll notice Now that we're strong enough, this game has a very cool and uncommon mechanic of not forcing you to complete fights that they know that you will win very easily. And I love that feature. But now we see our first magic butterfly, and they are here to help restore our psychic points. But more importantly, at least for the purposes of this playthrough, they help Ness to relax. So take a few seconds now. Slowly inhale over 4 seconds or so. Then breathe out any worries you might have. Let them go. Just for this video. We've made it to our first sanctuary boss. We will challenge you. Titanic Ant and cohorts. But one thing we did pick up during that leveling up spree is Ness has a new power. PSI chillin'. So all we're going to do is we're just going to ask these enemies to just chill. We'll ask him one more time. Just chill. And just like that, first sanctuary boss is down. Now for the first time we will move into the sanctuary space. And I think it's one of the more memorable times especially for a person's first time through the game. So we'll be sure to enjoy it. Now that we're up here, seeing a large foot in the ground, it might also be a good time if you happen to be sitting up in a chair. If your feet are on the ground, you might just take a moment and really just feel the ground beneath you. Just let this be a time to really ground into it. And if you're just laying down, just focus on how your body feels being cushioned, sinking deeper as you relax just a little more. So we are here to collect the melody, and we'll just sit back and enjoy it as we do. As Ness has a vision of a small, cute puppy, we will record the sound of the melody of the giant step, as Buzz instructed us to do. Each of these melody moments, as I suppose I'll call them, they're always they've always been something special to me. And I couldn't really tell you why. I suppose there's just something very tranquil about all of the settings. So now that we have the melody of the giant step, we can move on from Onett. But having defeated the boss of the area, now you might notice that the enemies they run from us. And if you still needed to gain some more experience, or if you wanted to polish off that last little bit needed to gain a level, now's a fine time to do so. Because you will more often than not get back attacks on the enemies. Just one more, I think. And there we are at level 13. Not much to that level, but that's okay. We were stopped by the police who were questioning if we could read the do not enter sign. It actually says don't enter, but I don't think he would appreciate that humor. And he has summoned us to the police station later to talk about it. Seems a little extreme to me, but I guess that's okay. It turns out we'll need to go to the police station anyway, because in order to get to Tucson, the next town, we actually have to get through a police roadblock. And yes, you can see it now. So we will certainly ask the police what is going on. But before we do, let's take a quick visit to Frank one more time. We'll make our way over to the police station. Let's see. Here's the officer we spoke to. I don't think it's fair to call us a delinquent. Don't enter means just that. Oh. No, he's rambling about tax evaders now. Blocking the roads. Now he's whining about local whiners, I think. We are, in fact, playing Nintendo games, as he says. We do need to go to Tucson. He's the guy we needed to talk to. And it looks like we're being escorted to a room to discuss more about it. This doesn't look like a discussion room. It looks like I should have brought a lawyer with me. This seems a little unorthodox to attack a child. But that is the situation. We have a small rumble to get through with a few of Onette's finest. Only one left. But it looks like he's seen enough. So now we'll have to face Captain Strong's Super Ultra Mambo Tango Foxtrot Martial Arts. He's a little intimidating, but we did just conquer a sanctuary, and we will ask Captain Strong also to just chill. And just like that, Captain Strong has been defeated. And even he is in disbelief. Let's see if he'll open the road to Tucson for us. And a few words on the radio. There's an order to remove the roadblock. And it sounds like Captain Strong would like to see us again someday. And maybe we will. I believe that is all we need to accomplish for now at the Onett police station. A successful adventure. And the roadblock is now gone. So, now we can move on to Tucson. A small house. Take a short stop at the house here. Interesting looking mice. Oh, looks like we can bring one of these mice along with us as a guide in a dungeon if we should get lost. Yeah, come right along, Exit Mouse. Sure, you'll be a good buddy at some point down the road as we continue to make our way. We kind of don't want to see mushrooms, but maybe we can kind of, didn't quite sneak by, but that's okay. This way we can show everyone what they are. The ramblin' evil mushrooms. The reason we don't like mushrooms is because they scatter spores. In a unique but still somewhat annoying way, as long as you have that mushroom on your head, every so often, I think about every 30 seconds or so, your controls will actually change. So the controls are all normal for now. we'll head into Tucson. And now the controls are different. Down is now left is now up is now right. So everything has been shifted 90 degrees. And it's confusing for me. But it's all part of the fun, I suppose. Regardless, we have made it to Tucson. And I believe that will be a good stopping place for this episode. I hope by now everyone is feeling more relaxed than when this video began. That's what this series is all about. So we're going to keep this brief for our friends who may have hopefully fallen asleep. But to everyone else, good night, and I'll see you every Monday and Thursday to help you unwind.